Thank you.
I'm glad you agreed to come to dinner.
Well, it'll be very nice.
Oh, it will be cooked for you. Oh, no idea. Would you like to have a cocktail first?
Sure, a little sherry would be nice.
Okay. Oh, good. Really, it is so good to see you again. You've been seeing so much of Clint. I've missed you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Why is it that when we women fall in love, we forget about almost everything else? When we just sort of sit around reading poetry, just watching the clouds. What's funny?
You watching the clouds?
Oh, but I do, truly. And you? You doodle.
I do not.
You do so. At the press conference, I saw you were making all these little funny diagrams all over your nose.
Yes, I was sketching a racing car, Dorian.
Oh, of course you were. Of course you were. The point is you have been seeing an awful lot of Clint.
Yes, well, do you think we're in love?
You're asking me? You should be telling me. Are you in love with Clint?
I don't think so.
Oh, why?
A lot of reasons. And you know, after you brought up Marco this afternoon, I haven't been able to forget about him.
My dear, I have warned you about Marco.
Yes, I know you have. What I keep thinking about, though, is I'm worried about him. I mean, he's in the jungle. He could run into a boa constrictor. He could do anything. I mean, he's got street smarts, but will that extend into the jungle?
Oh, please. Marco is going to be fine. He always manages to land on his feet.
But he always gets hurt in the process.
Oh, dear. I wish you would just get over this thing with Marco. I mean, just a little fling, and, you know, you should move on to better things. And I must say, I think that Clint is, I know Clint is a much better thing. In fact, I would bet that half the women in this state are dying of envy.
Not of me.
Of course of you. Who else?
Vicky.
Vicky?
Yes, she and Clint are going off to the circus tonight.
Oh.
Yes, they're taking the boys.
Taking the boys. How quaint. Well, it's obvious. It's obvious. Clint has always been a sort of father figure to the boys, and Vicky is just using the boys to get together with Clint.
Oh, come on, Dorian.
Oh, it's please, dear. I mean, you know, first it'll begin with the circus, and then it'll be baseball games, and before you know it, the two of them will be back together again.
Maybe they should be.
I don't know how you can say that. What's the matter with you? I mean, why won't you fight for a man? Maybe it's time you learned.
Dorian, your saying that is about as tasteless as my giving you advice about Herb.
Touche, dear. All right, the subject is closed.
Good.
At least for now. So tell me, what did you think of the Solaromite car?
I thought it was fascinating.
Really, I wish they had shown us a model. I'm dying to see what it looks like.
Tony said he wanted it to be a surprise, man.
Oh, yes, help yourself.
Thank you.
Didn't he look stupid? I mean, really silly, standing there on the sidelines, just letting Georgina and Bo do all the talking. He had this grin on his face like the cat that ate the canary.
Yes, well, he has reason to be proud if that thing works the way they say it will. They're all going to be very rich and very famous.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't give
we
Tony
will.
that.
Here, I can let myself in.
I'm like,
Howdy, Dorian.
Hey.
The business discussed. Oh, hello, Edwina.
Hello.
Heard from Marco?
No.
Why, he'll turn up. Edwina, Dorian and I have,
Some business, I got that. I'll go into the study and watch the news until dinner.
you are so sweet and considerate. How thoughtful of you, dear. Thank you. Unlike some people. Just help yourself, Asa.
Oh, thank you.
So, what do you want?
What do I want? You went to Bo's news conference, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And everything I suspected is true.
Well, tell me.
They're going to build a car that is powered by Solaromite. Right here. Right in my very own garage. They're going to build this monstrosity. Bo has financed the entire project, and they're planning to test this car in a race in about 2 weeks.
They've gotten that far.
Yes, by using me By taking advantage of me, of this house, by extracting Solaromite from the ground against a court order, and Asa, they've got to be stopped.
Ooh-wee.
Asa!
He may call himself a Ralston. But he's a Buchanan, you believe me.
Why do you find this so amusing?
Well, you may not like what I'm going to say, but see, I found the best way to stay alive in business is to know when to cut your losses.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, sit down, honey. You see, honey, Bo's outsmarted us. He's been one step ahead of us all the way. It's time to throw in a towel and admit he licked us.
We will do nothing of the sort.
It's a waste of time, honey. I mean, Bo's going to build his car. He's going to mine that Solaromite. He's going to make a whole bunch of money. And I'm willing to let him know I'm available to him. You see, I might let him have the mineral rights to Moorcliff and maybe make a little money for myself.
Asa, you can't do that.
Well, don't take it personal, honey. It's just business.
We can't let them get away with it. I mean, we are the ones with the Solaromite.
Yeah, but we don't know how to get the stuff out of the ground, honey. They do.
We'll steal the plans.
Yeah, we tried that. It didn't work.
We'll steal them again.
Oh, Dorian, now calm down.
Asa, my marriage is in shambles. My daughter hates me. You want to give up this project. Don't ask me to calm down.
But, honey, I'll tell you something. I got things to attend to.
I tell you something. I am not going to give up. I am going to fight back, and I intend to win.
I wish you luck, Dorian.
Asa. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Asa Buchanan is a liar and a cheat.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Yes, true. I should have listened to Herb. He said I would regret getting involved with Asa, and for once he was right. For once? Yes. Herb has made some terrible mistakes. I don't know what you've heard, but what have you heard, by the way?
Just that he's staying at Ina Hopkins' boarding house until the two of you patch things up.
Well, we're not going to patch things out. We're going to get a divorce.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't be. The situation has just gotten impossible.
Why?
Because of Herb's drinking. Edwina, please, promise me that you won't breathe a word of this to anybody, because I don't want to damage Herb's reputation any more than he has already done himself. But lately, he's been getting violent.
When he drinks?
Yes.
Dorian, I've been around Herb when he's had a few drinks. Actually, I've been around him when he's had a few drinks too many, but I have never seen him get violent.
He's just a master at hiding it, that's all. And of course, he's always had me to cover for him, and I had a terrible time keeping him out of public places.
Wasn't there something in Victor's will about if you remarried, Landfair would go over to Vicky?
Yes, indeed. I gave up this house to marry Herb. It was one of the worst mistakes I ever made in my life.
Well, all right, so now if you divorce him, does it revert back to you?
I don't really know. I mean, the thought never occurred to me.
Never?
No, Clever girl, though. I really will just have to bring that up with my attorney.
Dorian, I have a feeling, now, I might be wrong, but I have a feeling that's sort of been in the back of your mind for quite some time.
You really think so? Well, I will tell you one thing. It just breaks my heart to see the way this estate has been abused. And I'll tell you another. If Vicky ever took over this place, I'd just... She would let the children and dogs just run around the place, digging up the flower beds, destroying the lawns. I love this house. And of course, I would love to have it back. But would I divorce Herb just to get the house back? Well, that would be immoral, wouldn't it?
For some people, yeah. So, what's going to happen to Cassie?
Oh, she'll come here and live with me, of course. She's my daughter.
Yeah, but isn't she at the boarding house now?
Yes, that's true. That's just for the time being. You see, she happens to be very attached to Herb. She's much too young to see his faults, but very soon now, I know she's going to come back to me on her own. I hope so.
Mom, you want home?
Cassie, we're here in the library. Oh, darling. Oh, what a lovely surprise.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Edwina.
Hello, good to see you.
Yes, indeed. Doesn't she look adorable? Oh, honey, I've missed you.
Mom, it was only yesterday.
Well, I know that, but you know, we had that little disagreement, and I hate it when we have just a tiny little spat.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, too.
That's all right. Edwina is here for dinner. Would you like to join us?
Oh, I'd love to. Herb is having dinner with a legal client, so I thought I'd drop by and surprise you. Besides, I'm starving.
Well, you have come to the right place.
Oh, good. Oh, darling. It's so nice to have my daughter back home again. James is waiting outside in the car for you, but do you really have to leave so soon?
Yeah, I do.
Did you enjoy dinner?
Oh, I'm stuffed.
Wasn't it fun having Edwina here? Darling, I know I feel awkward about this. I realize you're in a rush, but there's something I have to tell you.
What is it, Mom?
Herb and I are going to be getting a divorce. Did Herb tell you about that?
No.
Well, we are. We've tried very, very hard. It just hasn't worked.
Sorry.
Why are you
I'm very sorry. Well, if I've done anything that's made you...
Please, this has nothing to do with you. If anything, you've been keeping us together.
But you were happy before I came here.
No, I mean, not really. And I just think our differences have come to light.
But you still love each other.
Obviously, that's not enough.
Yes, you do, Mom. I know you do.
Darling, please. I know this is very hard for you. Herb and I both want the divorce. We both want to start new lives.
Well, what about me?
Of course, you'll come here and live with me.
Yeah, well, I want to be with both of you.
Sweetheart, you just can't have that.
Mom, if you tried one more time, I know things would work out. Go and apologize to Herb. Say you're sorry, and I'm sure he'll come back.
No, dear. Really. It just wouldn't work. We would only start fighting all over again.
And that's it? You're just going to give up?
We're not giving up. We're doing the only right thing. When you're older, you'll understand.
Will I, Mom? Will I understand why you're doing this, why you're copping out, why you're breaking up our family?
Please don't say these things to me. I really do love you very much.
And I think you love Herb, too, but I think you're afraid to love him. Mom, I feel very sorry for you.
Cassie.